So I welcome you all to this 19th day session of ASP.NET and web development. Now today is the 19th day of this session of web development, online web development applications, and the thing is that we are going to revise everything quickly from the day one what we have just discussed and learned and did. Also we are going to discuss about the theoretical part, as well as we are going to discuss and see the practical what we did in these all days of this session. So on the first day we discussed about the existence of any application, a software. We discussed about the web applications. If you guys remember, we discussed about the offline applications also, as well as I showed you some examples of online applications and offline applications. What is IDE? The environment where we design the software is called the IDE, like Visual Studio 2003, Visual Studio 2008, Visual Studio 2019 are the environment where we develop, because they provide us the specific tools and everything what one person requires to develop an online applications. We discussed about the database also. There are many databases we all know. Oracle is the very powerful and the very superior database. MS SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, and MySQL also, and MS Access also is there. MongoDB is there. SQLite is also there, and there are several databases where we use to keep the data, whatever the data we get from our front end. We discussed about the web controls also, like buttons, text box where we insert the text, samples of web portals. I just showed you some samples of also, like whenever you go to mutebreak.com, mutebreak.com, when you open it, it's not only a website but it's a web portal which consists of a database also and a huge package of user interface also. The reflection of the user interface completely depend upon the database also. With the photographs, you can call it, you can say with the photographs also, or with the text and paragraphs also. Now I also provide you certain links to download Visual Studios also, as well as links for downloading MS SQL Server also. Today also I will be providing you some links to download MS SQL also, or you can just go to the Microsoft official website and you can download it from there. Remember, when you will download MS SQL Server, whatever year or version you download, just download it with Express Edition. Okay, you won't be getting any confusion in it by installing it in your system. On day 2 we discussed about the Visual Studio's introduction and working principles and everything. You see, I use basically Visual Studios 2012 also and 2000 Visual Studios 2008 also, because my system configuration doesn't permit me to install 2015, 19 and everything. That's why I am using 2012. It's not that if I am using 2012 and you are using 2018, you are going to do something advanced or better than me. All the works can be done in 2008 also and 2012 also. Everything which can be done in Visual Studios 2019 or 20. The thing is that the server, when we upload our codes, upload our pages to the server, it doesn't ask for versions. It only asks for pages and the script and the code and the framework what we have used. I told you about the client-side coding and the server-side coding. Client-side coding can be seen by every end user whenever they open any web page or a website or a web application. The client-side codings are HTML and JavaScript, and the server-side codings, the server-side programs can be C#, J#, VB.NET or any other language, because Visual Studios 2012 or any version supports many backend languages, means many server-side languages. Just it is upon the developer or the designer who chooses and the language in which he or she is comfortable in. Okay, so I basically chose VB.NET. From in backend and server-side coding, I use VB.NET, and in front-end I use HTML and JavaScript. What are JavaScript? I just showed you a few examples, also few examples of validations, notifications. Whenever you enter something wrong, a small pop-up window will open, a small alert box will open, that comes by the JavaScript. We also have did some tutorial on if I'm not mistaken, for emptying of the form. Whenever you, not a form but emptying of the text box, if somebody left the text box empty and press the submit button, JavaScript will validate that text box and show you a small alert message on top that this particular text box is empty. Why JavaScript validation is being done? Because the end user, there can be many users, unknown users, anonymous user who are going to use our web portal or website for entering the admission form or for entering some other form. So we use JavaScript over there because we want that the web page should tell the user that what mistake he or she is going to make and stop them by doing it before entering the form. That's why that is in that place we are going to use JavaScript, and JavaScript also was client-side coding. The page is not being refreshed when we use JavaScript. When we use server-side coding, the page is going to refresh because the page is, will be sending request to the server, and the server is sending request back to the page. That's why the page is getting refreshed only on server-side coding. But if we use JavaScript, the page is not going to be refreshed, but because the entire coding has been written inside the client-side page itself. We discussed about some controls, control list, and build some small applications also. I will show you what we have done in our practical also from in last all these sessions. I have the file open. I will be showing you everything in detail. Okay, web page layout. What is a web page layout? What is a design time? What is a run time? Designing and running of web browser. Tags, the table tags, the div tags, the anchor tags, the BR tags. We discussed about that. Controls in details. Mostly the controls which are being used to make any application is text box, labels, radio edit, drop down list, list box, buttons. We are also discussed about several buttons also, like link buttons, hyperlink, and image button also. And on the fourth day we discussed about the database. What is database? Why it is being used? What are the kinds of database? We are using MS SQL Server, MS SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. Why we are using Microsoft SQL Server? Because it can be used very easily in our server, because we don't find Oracle in our web server. The license of the web server is very much high. And installing links of MS SQL Server, I have provided you all. Today also I will be providing you certain links. We did some table creation inside our table MS SQL Server. We created a database, and then we created a table, and then we created some fields inside our tables. We created some view. I just told you that merging of two different tables into a view, into a, you can say, a dummy table, merging of two or more tables in a common dummy table, so that we can see all the table certain fields inside some dummy table. That's called a view. How to create that, we discussed about that. I'm going to show you and refresh your mind with the practical also in today's session. Building forms, we did some forms. Remember, we also designed some table also, and according to that table, related to that table, we designed a form also. We did some server-side coding also. What are SQL statements? So SQL statement stands for structured query language, which speaks and communicate with the database and the front end, with our project, with our software. and there are many types of SQL statements. Like there are many types, but the most importance are the basic and the most importance are select statement, insert statement, update statement, and delete statement. Select statement is to communicate and keep a link with the database, with a particular table of a database, with the page, to check the database, to check the database whether the data is been inserted or not, or to create a link with it. Insert statement stands for sending the entire records, sending the entire data information from front end to back end and keeping it inserted or saved inside particular table. Updating, the updating statement basically is the statement where we modify or change some data or information in an existing record which is being inserted by the insert statement. By this statement we update that particular statement. Delete statement, if we need to remove some particular record, we use delete statement. On 10th day we did some session, query string and parameter session, and session and query strings are nothing but the temporary storage where we can temporarily store the data. As I have given you an example that if we use Facebook, the same Facebook, the pages will be the same, the entire application is the same, but if the different people use it from different location, they use their user ID and login to get inside their account. Same as in MuteBreak also, it's a one and common platform. When different schools and different students log in to their account to upload their poem or stories, they use the user ID and password, and the software check that this particular user ID and password, whether the entire data, the photographs, the poems, the stories, whatever they will find with relation with that particular user ID and password, they are going to show them on their screen. So where we store this user ID and password, we require some temporary storage. We use sessions also, we use query string also, and passing some strings, passing some data in query string also. Now SQL statements in details, parameters. If you remember, we did some searching also. If we in select statement we did some searching, and with searching we passes a parameter, a specific parameter that we want some specific data of specific field. So what it should be, we passes something in our select SQL statement with a parameter. I'm going to show you everything. On 12th day we have discussed about how to retrieve data. Suppose we have some data in our particular table of a database, we fetch that particular, we connect that particular table with our list view or drop down view. So what will happen, the existing data in our table or in our particular field, we can just pull it in one of the control like text box and list box. Now on 13th day we discussed about the CSS in detail. What is CSS? Remember, the look and feel and the user interface is completely depend upon the CSS and designing. Okay, now CSS is a file where we put all the designing coding inside one file, and we will be calling that particular file to every pages. Rather than writing entire designing coding in every pages, we just write it in our CSS file, store it in our project, and call that particular CSS file to our every pages, and use that particular design in order to make our page look good, feel good, and attractive. Bootstrap introduction. Bootstrap is nothing but the collection of CSS and JavaScript. Ready-made CSS and JavaScript, we just have to call the classes. Classes stands for different classes, stand for the name of the particular design. Suppose we use some different class name for button designing, we use some different class name for text designing, we use some different class name for from designing. So we just call the class, and the designing is already been made. The coding of the designing in CSS and JavaScript file is already been stored in Bootstrap file. So you can just download the Bootstrap bundle from internet by typing download latest Bootstrap version. Okay, Now, using templates, first of all, as I said earlier also, that I am not recommending you for the beginners to use templates, because templates are very much advanced and highly dense with servers, client side coding and JavaScript coding. Until and unless you don't have a very good knowledge and perfection in HTML tags and and if you can recognize the ending and closing tag of every part of the designing in the page, then only you can make and change that particular templates. Though many big companies do create their own templates and sell them, you can go to the theme forest also to purchase the templates, in order to cut down the time and the effort up to a very minimum. Big companies or persons who use templates. Now, on 15th day, we discussed about the IIS. What is IIS? IIS stands for the local server, Windows local server. We discussed also about the shared hosting also. Shared hosting, what is the shared hosting? What is the virtual private server? What are dedicated server? How they are beneficial? What are the different kinds of shared hosting and VPS hosting? How one is better than another? What are the disadvantages and advantages of dedicated server with VPS and hosting? What we have discussed in our with reference of GoDaddy's plan. On 16th day, we discussed about our local server. If you can remember, we discussed about adding a feature in our local machine, in our local operating system, how we can just add a feature of local IIS inside our machine and use our system as a local server. Now, on 17th day, what we did, we just installed a small application of a web application also, and the portal kind of a thing to our local server, and we used it without opening it our Visual Studios. We just open the browser and we just paste the link, and the entire application get open. The reason for installing IIS in our local machine is that we get a very clear idea that how our project is going to run in our professional server, in our web server. If we use our project in our web server, how it's going to run, how it's going to feel and look and feel, everything we can get here in also without uploading it into our local server. If we make our local machine to a server and upload our all the files, host our entire files to our local server and run it in our browser, in our local machine. Now, yesterday we discussed about the full stack development, analyzing, designing and developing. If you remember, I just told you guys all about SDLC, software development life cycle. What are the stages of software development life cycle? Why big companies have different departments of preliminary investigation, also analyzing, also designing, developing, testing and modification and updations. We discussed yesterday about this topic. Now, if you remember, I just created certain things to make you guys remember that this particular diagram. If you remember, we did a small diagram kind of a thing in order to make you guys understand that what is a front end, what is a back end, how it is being connected, what is a software, what is a project, what is a database, what are the tables inside a database, and the connection of the database. All these two combine and form the entire project. Now, if you remember, we did also you can say we did a calculator kind of a thing. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use that calculator. Now, what we did, okay, now we also did a if-else statement, a condition statement also. We did a small application to check whether the marks is higher or lower the result, and that's what we are going to see in our practical. So let's move toward the practical. Now, these are the things. Now we will start from calculator itself. When we right click on calculator and browse it to our browser, Okay, I believe it is getting open. It's going to take some few seconds or more. It is getting open. It's taking some time. Okay, if you remember, we did some calculator also, we did some calculations also, the addition calculation, the subtraction, the multiplication, the division, and clearing of the screen. If you remember, whatever codes we just wrote inside this particular project is that I'm going to show you. We did created some three text box. We created some 3 text box and few buttons, and in every button we wrote the same code, just the operator. Operator means the sign, the division sign, the minus sign is the different. If you remember this one also, because this particular calculator is the first project what we used to do before when we start doing programming. Now I'll go for the condition. Okay, if you remember the student mark, if I write 55 and if I want to see what will be the result of any student who got 55, then if I press it says second. If I write 95, then what it should show? It will be showing first. So how this is happening? The conditions we will write. It's a very simple condition. We use if-else statements. Not only if-else statement, I use most of all the time if-else statement, because there is one more conditional statement with using cases. Okay, we can use cases also, but I don't use cases. I use if-else statement because I get very much comfortable understanding and writing in this manner. So these are the condition. If we write, remember, you can see just the text box are same, only the means the greater than equal to and less than equal to sign are being changed, and we use val means the value of text box 1. Any text box, if we need to do some logical calculation on any of the value of any control, then we use val. Now let's see what the day 12 has to say. Okay, there's nothing on day 12. Okay, you can see that there's a list box over here which says the entire name of every student. How this particular text names are being coming here inside a drop down list, it is coming through our SQL statement which we connected to our particular table. When you can see the code like this. The SQL statement is this one. We connect it to the database. The connection statement is this one. In every field, the connection name is Shad, and on to which database is been connected. Shad is being connected to which database, that what we are going to find in our web config file, which every Visual Studio's file have. So this is the string name what we use to write to connect from front end to back end. Okay, from project to database, and SQL statement is used to connect the tables to a particular page. So and as we will just checking the sign, means if we select some Pritham TechCAD, then see what happens. Nothing happens. If we select Pritham, you can see English, Hindi, Science is coming. Means what? All this programming is being done on this particular drop down list. Whatever I will select, according to that whatever I will select here, according to that the list will come from the database. So how it is coming? The code is written over here. The default code for the names is written over here from student name, and as we select that particular name, the entire subject will be coming on text box from the database, which is view 1. I will be telling you how to design the view also. We will be going to the detail of designing the view also in our SQL Server. Now let's see the default page, what it has to say, what we have done on our default page. Okay, we did nothing, but we just added some color and to the text box height and width. Now day 2, okay, if you remember, we did some designing of user ID and password of this particular form. We just used some login attributes, you can say. How to design it? We use tables to design any fields, any form. You can see from table to table, all the things have been made right here. Now next page, now let's see what next page has to say. Okay, it is saying something that it is not being made. Let's say student detail. Okay, now on student detail, you can see we added a bootstrap CSS also. That's why the look has been changed completely. We added some labels over here, we added some controls over here, we added, and we used the insert, clear, update, delete and statements, and to show data also. Okay, so if we go to next page, the next page is going to open. It's saying some error, but we will just ignore it. We'll just go back to here, and these are the things how it is being made. If we go to insert statement, clear statement, update statement, and the data where it is coming from our database, how it is coming, let me show you guys all the entire codes, because it's going to be a huge, because by default the entire database is getting populated with the existing data in our table. So we just wrote it on our form load, we connected with our table, and we wrote this code to connect the grid view. We also use connect grid view to see the data, the collection of data, what we have existing data in our database. We use this control to insert. We just inserted a tables with the controls to this particular table. We use this control. We added these command to clear the data after getting inserted, and then the connection of the grid view again, because after inserting, what will be the current record will be reflected directly on our screen, on our grid view. We have a separate button for clearing the data. Now we have button 2. Remember update button. Update buttons, the coding of the update button is very much similar with the insert statement. The thing is that we just have to mention the control name with the field name from our table, and the update statement is being made. Again, we use the fresh data connectivity with the database table to our grid on our screen. That's why this coding is being made, because whatever updation we will make, we will come to know directly on our grid view on our screen. We don't have to go and open our database SQL Server to see again and again that the data is being inserted or updated or not. Now delete statement, delete a particular admission number data from our database, and again after deleting, what will be the existing record, the reflection we will be seeing on our grid view. So this code is for that. Now here is a thing we use for session. If you remember, on 8 we write some session, and if we click on next page, that's why it is showing some error. So we will be using this also, and we will be using some string parameters also. We can pass some string parameters. You can, instead of str, you can write your name, whatever will be the you can say the string in which we store data of text box, say temporary. Here we use sessions, we have used query string. Now the thing is that this is the search coding. The searching coding is very much similar with the connectivity coding of grid view to our table. Only the thing is that we will be writing the particular admission number, and if that admission number exists in our table, the grid view is going to be filtered and shows the record like this one. If we write admission number 369 and we press show data, you can see the grid view have only one data which says 369. If we just clear the data, everything is getting refreshed and everything data is being over here. Now if we write 369 here and we go to the next page, this is the session. Okay, Means what? The 369 is going to be saved inside our session, and it's going to be passed on to our next page with this button. If we press on this button, it is showing some error. Let's see query string button. Okay, here you can see the page is getting open and string equals to 369. You can get it on this text box also. Old page, when you click on old page, the old page comes back here. So the next page, what we did, we use the connection coding. We use this code to retrieve the string, whatever string we have sent from the first page, we will be retrieving it and we will be showing it on our control, whatever the control is. Here our control is text box 1, and again we will be showing the entire text box control, means the grid view control, whatever the grid, the data will be, admission number will become on text box 1. That particular admission number data will be shown on grid view from our database. So this is the basic coding. So these are the things what we did to our, this is the style sheet. We added as a style sheet also. We added some button class. This is the button class, and these are the button designing. This is the text class, and this is the text designing. We can use this class to any of our text box or buttons in any of the page. If we write the code in our style sheet, just calling this particular style sheet to that particular page, we can use the classes built inside the CSS style. But we don't require that, because we just have CSS and JavaScript also of Bootstrap. We just have to drag and drop the Bootstrap CSS to our page, and we can use the Bootstrap classes in our page and forget about designing and everything else. Now we will be moving towards the database, because I am using SQL Server 2005. As I said, the server doesn't have any problem on whatever SQL Server you design your table. Only the script matter. Means what? We just have to generate the script of our table and run it on our web server, SQL Server. All the tables will be created there itself. We don't have to do much effort by creating a table on our web server. Only the thing is that we have to install our web server, web server, means the MS SQL Server in our web server, Express Edition. Remember, we use Express Edition in our web server for any version of SQL Server, 14, 19, 15 or anything else. If you remember, these are the database which from our project, from my project, many of the project we are doing on TechCAD session. We have tables also. We have two tables. This is the master table which keeps the details of all the students. Means only once the record is being generated in this table, and we cannot, sorry, student marks, student table, I meant to say student table. All the students are unique with their admission number. Your admission number is unique and cannot be repeated. The name can be repeated, the email can be repeated, the phone number can be repeated, but admission number cannot be repeated. And on the second table we had student marks. Means now here the admission number is being made, the student and marks has been made. Now we don't know, if we see this table, we don't know what is the name of this particular admission number and what is the name of this particular admission number. So what we did, we created a view, and in this view what we did, we added some like this. If I go to design part, you can see how these two views are being connected and what are fields to be selected from first table, what are fields to be selected on second table. And if we just save it, you can see the entire view is being opened like this one. So with this view we can just identify which student got which marks on which subject. So this is the purpose of this particular view creating in. There are many other things also, but for the beginners it's very important for you guys to learn and know these basic things. So these are the things what we discussed in our, I guess, 19-day session. Many days are being kept blank in between many sessions due to some reasons from my side, from network issues, from many other reasons. So we don't have to look that thing, we just have to look the positive side of the sessions. and every mistake, or if any video is being like the video of 12th day session is having some problem, we are going to create that video once again, and we are going to rectify that particular session video as soon as possible, so that you guys get a clear picture of every detail of ASP.NET and MS SQL Server, and the details of creating how a project is being made with the help of this particular IDE. So what we are going to do tomorrow, we are going to do some help from net. I'm going to tell you guys few websites also. I'm going to share some links also. The links will be mailed to you all guys. The question answers, I require some question answers from you guys. What are the things, what are the concept or anything else what you guys doesn't understand, doesn't fit into your mind, doesn't you guys have having problem in any of the topic, in any of the day of session, that I wanted to know tomorrow from you all guys. And we will be sharing some ideas, websites also, and say discussions we are going to make how to do help each other. Okay, so tomorrow that what we are going to do. So I believe I have created a clear picture from the day 1 till the day 19th, till the day 18th I guess, and we will be discussing more about it on tomorrow's session. So I will take my leave. Thank you guys, thank you for being with me.